a lot of us have trouble with planning for the future because chronic illness is so unpredictable. The new year is just another day. I said that on my Facebook page, right? It's not a big deal, but for some reason, when we hit a new year, it's like everybody goes crazy and sets all these resolutions, and it's a big deal. And it really shouldn't be if you don't want it to be, because you have control of making the day whatever you want it to be. I like new beginnings. It's just, for me and my life, I have always done my best and done well when I take time to sit down and think about my life and where it is and where I'd like to see it go. First of all, I just wanted to say, if you guys are feeling like I am and you're a little bit down on yourself or about life, or feeling like, geez, this sucks because things seem to always go wrong, I just want you to know that I feel that too, and I think it's just a natural part of having some sort of chronic illness. I think we all go through that. Like, dark thoughts and depressing thoughts, they're okay. And in fact, they are kind of comfortable for me, which sounds strange. And I don't know that I can make this make sense, but I think it's okay to get comfortable with those thoughts and those feelings and embrace them sometimes, and just like listen to yourself and figure it out. And I think a lot of times in like my more like deep reflective times, or my more difficult times in life, or when I'm having like kind of depressing thoughts, I find that that's when I do my best thinking, and I can turn it into something creative. I usually am better at writing when that's going on, in art, and whatever it is that I am doing at the time in my life. I don't know, like dance used to be a thing, and whatever. I find those thoughts and feelings sometimes comfortable and cozy, and I like to listen to them and embrace them and turn it into something where I can express myself, and that's my outlet. I also know it's important to not stay there, and if I'm really struggling and really going through like actual depression and stuff, that I need to get help or find like some other better way to deal with it. But just like in general, when I just like have these thoughts and it's not like a bigger deal, then I like to listen to them, and I like to figure out what I'm trying to tell myself, if that makes sense. You probably think I'm crazy. Work from there. I don't know, maybe just get cozy with yourself and listen to yourself. I don't know. Think and spend time with yourself and figure out where you want to go in life, and think about what's gone on so far, and hope you know what I'm trying to say. That's life right now. That's kind of what happens to me at the end of the year, and I like it. And I like to spend that time with myself and think and learn and assess things and plan for the future, knowing that it might not, probably won't happen, but that's okay, because somehow things always work out and new things happen, and it's okay. In the end, it's all okay. It can suck and be very difficult, but I'm still here. And I'm still, like, I'm alive, that's cool. I'm not in the hospital right now, that's cool. My health is not great, but for me, I consider this doing pretty well, and that's good. I'm pretty happy. I have things that suck right now, but I can work on them and make them better. So I try to look at the bright side of things. I just wanted to reflect on my year a little bit and how things went, and if you want to listen to this, you can. If you don't. I won't be offended, because it's going to be one of those long, rambly video blogs that some people like and some people don't. Here we go. In 2013, I was in the hospital again. Surprise, surprise. Then I got out. Eventually, I went back to work. So last year, at the end of last year, throughout the fall and the winter, I was working, and I was so excited to be back at work, even though it was part-time, and like the longest days that I worked were like 5 hours, and I probably worked like maybe 3 or 4 days a week, but I was working and it was good, and I had a reason to get up in the morning and take a shower and do my hair and do my makeup and feel productive and go somewhere and interact with people. And I was like, yes, life is kind of back to normal. And that's how the end of last year ended. I had all these goals for what I wanted to do with 2014. And it was the first time that I don't set resolutions, I don't like that word. I just feel like I'm setting myself up for failure. So I had all these goals and things that I wanted to achieve for 2014. And I did what I do every year and thought about the year previous and where I wanted to go and all that kind of stuff. So 2014 hits, and 2 weeks into it, I go to work and end up in the hospital having emergency surgery. That's how my year started. I don't want to get into that because most of you know that story anyway, and also I'm going to do a video about it soon because it's almost been a year, and I just like to talk about things for my own personal records and to remember things and stuff like that. So long story short, I'm there until March. Cool. I get out in March and I'm back down to 100 pounds, which now sounds, well, I don't want to say that sounds good, but I've gained a lot of weight recently. Just never be happy. I was on TPN. I was on TPN this year up until September, so 9 months out of the year. So yeah, that's how my year went. You know, now I feel way better than I did back in March when I got out of the hospital, and I've gained my weight back and then some. That's great. I don't know. I don't want to get into all my health stuff, but it's just been a crazy year and there's been a lot of feelings, and I'm feeling really stuck right now. I want to go, like, I want to work so bad, but I can't. I don't know. It's just like weird. And I don't think people get it because you can see me like this and I look fine. But that's not real life. And my real life is like totally laying around being a sick person, not looking like this, and just like laying in bed, drinking coffee and scrolling the internet and feeling kind of bad about life lately. I've just been feeling stuck, like where is life taking me? And do I give up on all those goals? How do I make plans for the future? And I think way into the future right now. Like, I'm thinking about what I want in my life, like what ultimately I want to see my life like. And if I got into all this, we'd be here forever, and we already are. But lately I've been feeling stuck, and it's even like into like where I'm living and what I'm doing and all this stuff, and I just feel like life it's at one of those crossroads, like where everything is changing. And I feel like a lot of my friendships are changing right now, and the people that I see all the time, and I feel like my work life has definitely changed because I'm not there. I don't know, just everything. I just feel like I'm at one of those places in life, you know, where big things change and it's a struggle for a while and you don't exactly know where things are going, but eventually you get there and you don't even realize it, and you look back and you're like, oh. 2014 has just been the year of change for me. So a lot of bad has happened this year, and it's been a struggle. And the weird thing is that had not all of those things happened, none of the good things, or like very little of the good things that happened this year, would have happened. And that's how it's been like every single year. And if I think about all the good things I have in my life right now, a lot of it's come from having Crohn's disease. And that's so weird. This year was incredibly difficult, but incredibly great. And like so much change happened. And it's just been like, it's been a really good year, even though it's been a really bad year. I got to travel. That's like amazing because it feels so trapping to just be surrounded by your house or your room sometimes, and just where you spend all your time. I've been going crazy this year just being cooped up because of my health. And if you guys have ever spent time like in the hospital for a long time or on like in bed, it's a mental battle. Like it can be very depressing and give you a lot of anxiety just to be in bed like that and to be ill or to spend all that time there in one place. That can be very difficult. And even now, most of my time is spent, feels so losery, but just laying around because I'm so tired that you can't explain to people. I don't know, like it's just crazy to think that something so little like going to the store takes everything out of you. like in a way that I can't explain. I don't know. Like, so I've been going crazy just being inside all the time. So I've been trying to do little things that get me out of the house just for like a teeny bit of time, just to like help my mental health a little bit. So anyway, traveling this year was really cool because it got me in a different environment, and even if I was laying around somewhere else, it was somewhere else. The good things in this year: traveling, just doing stuff like that but in another place, very cool. Education on IBD, amazing this year, like working with the doctors that I got to work with and meet, and the fact that they knew my name and who I was, it's just like, what? Like, you guys have like athletes and celebrities you like, or musicians, and I look up to doctors. And then Camp Oasis happened, and that, no words for it, I can't describe it, but it was amazing. What I'm trying to say is, where I am now at the end of the year, I would have never imagined this being my life at the beginning of the year. Like, I never saw it coming, but it was way cool, and I'm very interested in seeing where the next year takes me. Even though a year is such a short amount of time, so much has happened this year. It's crazy. Thanks for taking a stroll down memory lane with me. Happy New Year. Don't set yourself up for disappointment. Set goals. Everybody should set goals. The thing about goals is they're not set in stone. So like, I always tell myself that if I set resolutions, really I just make goals. I know that because I'm sick that a lot of them are probably not going to happen or may not happen, but I still strive for them, and I always know that there's a possibility it's not going to work out. So just be realistic. Thanks you guys so much for another great year. Please click the thumbs up on this video if I don't know, you got anything out of it. Meow!